So welcome back to the fourth module in this Account Manager app course. Right now we're going to be talking about transaction management. So to kick off, we've already created customers in the last section. So right now we're building on top of what we already have. So in this transaction management, we are going to just cover a few things. We'll talk about how to create records. We'll talk about some parts of what we call the transaction workflow, then viewing your customer's history and seeing your customer wallet balances. So we have two main ways to create records. The first is using the main, button right here, this plus button, where we have new contribution and also from the user section. But let us kick off with this so that at least you get familiar with it. Once you click it, it will load up all of your customers. When you see all your customers, and then you have a few options right here. Okay, so we'll just walk through them one after the other. So the first one is where you select the customer. You can obviously see your customers. But the thing about this is at a point in time, you might have hundreds or thousands of customers, and you can't be scrolling through them all. Sorry. What you would then do is you will select. So let us look at for Chiamaka Okafor. So once we select the user, it will automatically pick out their balance, whatever is left in their balance. So you see that filtered for you. So you can choose the payment method, whether you collected cash, whether it was bank transfer, whether it was through card, etc. So that at least you know what method. But by default, you select cash. So we'll skip on this branch section because most times you want to use what is available on the card. But so for now, there's no card. So we'll skip on that for now. But you know what? Let's just do the right thing. Let's create a card for this customer. The last time we created a card for Oluwaseun was number 25. So let's do something. If we have a card of number 25, we'll definitely receive an error telling us that somebody already has that card, that kind of thing. So as you can see, it's already assigned to another customer in this branch, so you have to use another card. So that's just something to note. So we'll just use 26 just to keep the numbers symmetrical. All right, so we'll go back. Let me just add cards for all of these customers one time so that we don't have to do this. So we'll do 28. Just keep it random. This one is savings. Let's put transport. Right. So Olamide. So as you can see, we are really doing this thing quickly. So if you know what you need, you can actually move around quick, and it helps you move quickly. So I think we've assigned for everyone for the most part. So what we're just going to do right now is, like I said, let's go ahead to create the transaction. So we click on new contribution. We needed from Chiamaka Okafor. So she has a card of 26. Select the amount, 500. Let's put an amount there. Then we have these options of deposit and withdrawal. Now, these are to help you know which kind of transaction happened, whether it's a deposit or withdrawal. We would create another one for her as well. So, that at least we know what we are doing. So we have this option for backdating transactions. So if maybe this transaction happened in the past, you can create that backdated transaction. So let's say 1st of March, right? So once we've created, we'll see the option that it was successful. We'll see that, okay, we had a deposit, we have a date, reference ID, then transaction, the customer who was for, the card number, there was a previous balance, then see their new balance, and also whether the transaction was a success or not. So in the next section when we talk about staff management, we'll definitely see how some transactions can be pending, some of them can be success. So it's just based on the structuring of the app, because we have staffs. As a staff, it's not really great for your transactions to just be funded directly. So as the owner, you should see who is spending and know what's up and tackle it. So right now we've successfully added this person and the transactions for Chiamaka. So we have a bunch of options to share, like maybe WhatsApp or whatsoever. If you have the person's stuff on WhatsApp, but you can also print. So we have the option to print. If you have a Bluetooth printer, you can connect this service and print. So you have the back to home, back to list. But let's go back to home so that we see the changes that's happened. So on the dashboard, we can see it's been updated and we can see the transactions today, the deposits that happened. And it's supposed to show today, but this transaction is backdated. So that would be needed to filter. So we would show you how to filter transactions in a section in this transaction management video. So but for now we just created through this button here, but you can also create through the customer, right? So we'll just go ahead and create for Oluwaseun. So once you view the customer, you tap in, you click on this button called record transaction. So that's how you record the transaction for a customer. So it will automatically select the person, select their balance, and get everything going. So we'll put an amount, 3,000. We will not backdate the transaction. Let it just be that it came in today. So we'll save the transaction. Okay, so we can see that 3,000 was added for Oluwaseun. So we can click back to list, which will take us back to the list, and we'll see how much we have for all of our customers. So we have 500 for Chiamaka, we have 3,000 for Sharon, and the others are still 0. So we can see that there are 2 active customers now. Yeah. All right. So far, so good. What we then want to do is I want to show you how to do a withdrawal, because there are a few things that happen here. We will do the withdrawal. First of all, let's select withdrawal. Same options, where the person withdrew through cash, so on and so forth, the card number. Now, in this, when we select a withdrawal, there are 2 options that show up. So most times you might want to take a fixed amount for your commission, because this option that come up is just in relation to commissions. So there are 2 options that show up, whether you want to take a percentage of the total amount that you withdrew. So we can put in the amount. This person has 500, so we want to say we want to withdraw 200, right? Let's just, for the sake of simplicity, we can say we want to collect 50 naira as our commission, for instance. So we have the option to take the commission as part of the amount. So if the person withdraws 200, you would take 50 naira from that amount. So if you want to do that, you put that option there. So that means what you pay out to the customer is 150. But if you want to add your commission on top of that amount, so it will be 250 naira instead of 200, you would then leave this amount open. So we can then go ahead to save the transaction, which would then tell us, okay, it's been successful. Chiamaka withdrew that. This is how much was her previous balance. This is how much in her new balance. So we can go back home and see what's happening. So we did a transaction that was recorded today and the withdrawal was 200, right? We can also see on our main dashboard how much we have left for the customers, how much was withdrawn, how much in commissions we have made so far. And we can also see the transactions adding up here. What we've done, we added for Chiamaka, for Sharon, and also our withdrawal as well. So one thing now we can look at is in the customer section, we can see their wallet balances. So here we see Sharon has 3,000, Chiamaka has 250 as updated. So the goal is this, to keep these calculations and ensure that you're not calculating these things by hand. So right now we want to just do something in the event that, we made a mistake, that this was not supposed to happen and this money is supposed to be put back. Right now we have the option, if we click into a transaction, we can see the full details of what happened. For this transaction, we say we had a withdrawal, it was a commission, the previous balance, the current balance, who recorded it, and what is their role, right? So if we want to say, this was a mistake, we can have this. We have this cancel transaction, which will help you cancel the transaction and add the money back to the balance, right? if it's a deposit, it will take away. So you can always play around this in case you made a mistake and you want to, correct stuff. So that's just what's this. So we'll just click on cancel. But before we cancel, when we start talking about staff management, we will look at how their own transaction too happens. So their transaction by default is pending, so you can approve or reject. So you still the same thing you will do there if you want to reject or cancel. So confirm the cancellation, and it says we've successfully withdrawn. We cancel the withdrawal, and that 250 has been added back to the balance. So you can see it was 3,250 before, but now it is back to 3,500. Okay, so in the customer history, you can also check out customer history for each customer. Like Shell now just has one transaction. If you click in his customer history or this history button, we'll see he has his transactions, what has happened, and the total balance. So just feel free to walk through the application, and we are always available to answer any questions. So that's the end of this section. Next section we'll be talking about handling branch departments and all that good stuff. So see you in the next section.